Hello friends, today we are going to learn about the topic Common Infrastructure as a Service Business Scenarios, in which we are going to learn that in day-to-day life or in business requirements, how infrastructure as a service is important or being used. Common Infrastructure as a Service Business Scenarios. There are certainly recommended use cases for public cloud environments at all levels of the infrastructure management configuration, from infrastructure as a service to software as a service in cloud computing. However, as is the case for many technology recommendations, when it comes down to each individual business, it depends how that there are certainly strong businesses cases or business cases for utilizing public cloud infrastructure for disaster recovery or DR purposes. Disaster recovery is often called as DR. DR makes or disaster recovery makes a lot of sense as it is difficult fiscal decision to buy infrastructure that will only sit for the most part unutilized except for in a time of disaster recovery or DR testing. Additionally, when the particular organization are paying for the facilities cost, power usage, network circuits, and all other physical infrastructure required to have their own private disaster recovery data center. By using the public cloud, the organizations are only paying for what they use with each virtual machine. Network traffic inbound is free as well while they are using that infrastructure as a service in public cloud. When organizations think about the facilities that Microsoft houses its servers in as well, then the organizations are getting a world class data center that would be simply out of the reach of most of the businesses. Cloud infrastructure services, known as Infrastructure as a Service IaaS, are self service models for accessing, monitoring, and managing remote data centers infrastructure, such as compute. That compute can be virtualized or bare metal, storage, networking, and networking services like firewalls. Now, here, instead of having to purchase hardware outright, users can purchase infrastructure as a service based on the consumption, similar to electricity or other utility billing, which we have been using since ages. Compared to software as a service and platform as a service, infrastructure as a service users are responsible for managing applications, data, runtime, middleware, and operating systems. Providers still manage virtualizations, server, hard drives, storage, and networking. Many infrastructure as a service providers now offer databases, messaging queues, and other services above the virtualization layer as well. Some technical analysts draw a distinction here and use the infrastructure as a service plus moniker for the use of their other options. What users gain with infrastructure as a service is infrastructure on top of which they can install any required platform. Users are responsible for updating these if new versions are released. Then, first thing which we have in a complete business scenario when we use infrastructure as a service is reducing cost, improving scalability with infrastructure as a service in any businesses. According to a research industry or research organization, infrastructure as a service will reach $17.5 billion worldwide in 2018. That means the data which they have collected from 2010 till 2017 is that in 2018 the infrastructure as a service business has reached $17.5 billion. That is a data which we have. Not only that, the market is dominated by the big players. Big players, that means the organizations which are being provided or which are being providing the infrastructure as a service to the other businesses. Studies report 80% of the entire infrastructure as a service market is served by AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform, IBM Bluemix, and Microsoft Azure. With infrastructure as a service, instead of purchasing hardware outright, users access virtualized computing resources over the internet with the flexibility to scale up and down resources as circumstances and priorities change. Infrastructure as a service delivery options include the public cloud, private cloud, or a hybrid cloud model. Means any of the deployment model could have infrastructure as a service. More companies are turning to a hybrid cloud approach to reach the optimal balance between cost and flexibility in order to have the ability to move workloads between the private and public infrastructure as needed by the organization. Benefits of infrastructure as a service are the reduction of hardware infrastructure costs coupled with the greater flexibility and business agility with pay as you go pricing models that let the users pay only for the services they consume. Because businesses can spin up resources quickly, developers are also free to run temporary workloads, test new applications, or prepare for seasonal spikes in traffic. Now, best use cases for infrastructure as a service are also a successful infrastructure as a service strategy can help companies focus on business growth and on meeting business critical objectives. Now, here let us take a closer look at the best use cases for adopting infrastructure as a service. First one, it helps us enable add-on services or enabling add-on services. In addition to providing day-by-day computing resources, infrastructure as a service allows users to layer a wide range of services on top of the infrastructure available or provided. That might include computing as a service, disaster recovery as a service, analytics or BI as a service, and many more. Then, the another use case here is the big data. Managing, storing, and analyzing big data like structured data, that is like databases which we manage, and unstructured data that can be social media, images, web, emails, internet of things, sensors, etc., requires a significant amount of processing power. Infrastructure as a service is a perfect environment to manage big data because it can handle large workloads and can integrate with business intelligence tools. Now, this delivers business insights that can help users predict trends, improve relationships with customers, and create new products and services. Then the third point is disaster recovery in use cases. With a robust and scalable infrastructure layer, organizations can consolidate their disparate disaster recovery system into one virtualized environment for disaster recovery. This diversifying of the backup system gives businesses peace of mind knowing that their data is secure, that will not go anywhere. That means it will be there in cloud whenever a organization wants to access it. Then the another use case here is testing and development. The computing and networking power behind infrastructure as a service make it a perfect place to run and manage testing and development cycles. With service level agreements in place from providers and a high level of security, enterprises can trust infrastructure as a service to run businesses' critical projects and get to market faster with a higher scalability of computing resources. Another use case provided here is networking services, or we could enable those services here. First one, because the network continues to grow in complexity, many are turning to infrastructure as a service provider to deliver networking as a service support. This may be for a short term big data project or to support ongoing initiatives, freeing up internal infrastructure technology or information technology staff for other priorities. When deciding to move infrastructure to the cloud and evaluating service providers, look for those that match business requirements such as expertise, availability, guarantees, price, and security certifications. For example, those vendors that deliver 24/7 support and make it easy to move workloads to and from the cloud environment can help businesses improve efficiencies and differentiate themselves from the competition. Now, talk to Teleprice today about smart, flexible infrastructure as a service options that can be a game changer for organizations, either they are big or small. Cloud computing is an infrastructure and software model that enables ubiquitous access to shared pool of storage network servers and applications. It allows for data processing to be done privately owned cloud or to be done on a privately owned cloud or a third party server. This creates maximum speed and reliability, but the greatest benefit is its ease of installation, low maintenance, and scalability. This way, it grows with the need of the organization. Infrastructure as a service and software as a service, cloud computing has skyrocketed since 2009. That means when they came into existence, they are being in use. Now it is all around us. That means whatever services we avail now, some or the other part or in any of the format, they are on cloud. In fact, the organizations or we must be reading this particular thing on cloud itself, or we will be accessing it from cloud right now. The all the data, all the lectures which we have here, which you are studying, we might be connected with each other through cloud computing services only. For some perspective on just how vital cloud computing is to our daily lives, here are 8 real world examples of cloud computing that how they are being used in businesses. First one, examples of cloud storage. The first example is Dropbox, then Gmail, Facebook, etc. The number of cloud storage providers online seems to grow every day, each competing over the amount of storage they can provide to the clients. Right now, that means at present, Dropbox is the clear leader in streamlined cloud storage, allowing users to access files on any device through its application or website within up to 1 terabyte of free storage it is providing. Google's email service provider, that is Gmail, on the other hand, provides unlimited storage on the cloud servers or cloud. Gmail has revolutionized the way we send emails and largely responsible for the increased usage of email worldwide. Facebook is a mix of the two. That means the above two technologies which we have discussed, that in that it can store an infinite amount of information, images, and videos on the profile of the user. They can then be easily accessed on multiple devices. That means I can access it on my laptop, my desktop, my mobile phone, any of the personal digital assistant, whichever device I have. I can access that particular Facebook application on that device, and all my data which is being there, I have stored there, that will be accessible to me on any of the devices, or more than two devices at the same time also. Facebook goes a step further with their Messenger app, which allows for profiles to exchange data or messages. Marketing cloud platforms are another business scenario for infrastructure as a service. Example for this is Marrow Post for marketing, HubSpost, Adobe Marketing Cloud, etc. A marketing cloud is an end to end digital marketing platform for clients to manage contacts and target leads. Post Marketing Cloud combines easy to use marketing automation and hyper targeting of leads. At the same time, ensuring emails actually arrive in the inbox thanks to its advanced email deliverability capabilities. In general, marketing clouds fulfill a need for personalization. This is important in a market that demands messaging be more human. That is why communicating that your brand is here to help will make all the difference in closing. Then, cloud computing in education. Examples Slide Rocket, Type, Amazon Web Services, etc. Education is increasingly adopting advanced technology because students already are. So, in an effort to modernize classrooms, educators have introduced e learning softwares like Slide Rocket. There is one example for e learning also. I have been said, or we have been discussing that even we are connected somewhere somehow with the cloud computing technology itself. So there are some of the examples of it. Slide Rocket is a platform that students can use to build representations and submit them. Students can even present them through web conferencing all on the cloud itself. Another tool teachers use is Type, which helps students learn to type faster and offers online typing tests to track their progresses. For school administration, Amazon's AWS Cloud for K-12 and primary education features a virtual desktop infrastructure solution, or commonly known as VDI solution. Through the cloud allows instructors and students to access teaching and learning software on multiple devices. Then examples of cloud computing in healthcare: Clear Data, Dell's Secure Health Cloud, IBM Cloud, etc. are the examples in healthcare. Cloud computing lets nurses, physicians, and administrators share information quickly from anywhere. That means wherever they are, they could share information, or they could contact with the patients or the consumers who needs to know what actually help they could take. It also saves on costs by allowing large data files to be shared instantly for maximum convenience. This is a major boost for efficiency in the healthcare systems. Ultimately, cloud technology ensures patients receive the best possible care without unnecessary delay. The patient's condition can also be updated in seconds through remote conferencing. However, many modern hospitals have yet to implement cloud computing but are forecasted to do so in the near future. Examples of cloud computing for the government, that means the government organization, how they are being using it, uses IT consolidation, shared services, citizen services, etc. The US government and military were early adopters of the cloud computing. The US federal cloud computing strategy introduced under the Obama administration, that means it is also there in practice since a long time, and was instituted to accelerate cloud adoption in all the departments. That means the maximum departments they could use it, they are trying to use cloud services. According to the strategy, focus will shift from the technology itself to the core competencies and mission of the agency. The US government's cloud incorporates social, mobile, and analytics technology. However, they must adhere to strict compliance and security measures like FIPS, FISMA, and FedRAMP. This is to protect against cyber threats both domestic and abroad. Cloud computing is the answer for any businesses struggling to stay organized, increase ROI, or grow their email list. Marrow Post has the digital marketing solutions you need to transform the businesses. Thank you.